Hello, what is up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Financial Coach Jess, and in today's video, I want to do a full review of my program for aspiring financial coaches, Become a Coach. And in this video today, I want to really dive into why I created this program, as well as everything that is contained within it. Remember, just like I revealed in last week's video, which is actually a sample lesson from my program, if you use code 500 off, you will actually get $500 off the full price of the program until June 1st. So make sure you use that code in the link in the description bar below before June 1st. So let's start all the way back at the beginning very briefly. In 2017, I quit my full-time job and I started my business in the same month. Very soon after, I really fell in love with financial coaching, and over the next couple of years, I started increasing my streams of revenue, building my network, building my audience, and really scaling my business. And that brings me to 2019, where I started regularly having other financial coaches or other aspiring financial coaches reach out to me and really wanted to pick my brain and ask me questions about how I got started and how I grew my business. Instead of saying yes to every single coach that reached out and wanted a piece of my time, because boundaries are so important as a solopreneur, I started tailoring some of my content toward other financial coaches. A little bit of free content on my Instagram and my Facebook page started attracting more and more coaches to myself, and so I started doing some market research for this possible new ideal client. While I was doing market research, I started seeing a lot of misinformation within the financial coaching Facebook groups, and a lot of that was stemming from Dave Ramsey's Financial Coach Master Training, and I do a full review of that program in this video here from when I went through the training. Overall, really what I saw was a lot of people had the heart of a teacher, they had the knowledge, but they didn't know how to start and grow their own business and really start to do this in a sustainable and efficient way. Finally, in 2019, I took on my very first beta client for my Become a Coach program, and it was amazing. Laura got great results. She got her first ever paying client in the second month of the program. I absolutely loved working with her. She was so genuine. She was so empathetic to her clients, and it was no surprise to me that she did really, really well. Then in 2020, I worked with 9 more coaches one-to-one, and they all had very different personalities. They had different ideal clients. They were from all different walks of life, different ages, everything. And this was very challenging for me. How do I create a process that is repeatable over and over and over again for all of these different coaches who have different styles and different preferences and different philosophies when it comes to money? How do I create a repeatable process that would work for everyone? That was my big challenge in 2020. And this was really the tipping point for this program. By the time I was done working with all 9 coaches, I had a proven process that would work for everyone that went through this program, and I had seen the results of the program time and time again. From January to May of 2021, I have worked and I have polished and I have meticulously perfected my Become a Coach program. This is not just a program that I threw together overnight. This is not just a program that I've based my own experiences off of either. This program and the processes that are within it, of course, worked for me, but the best part about this is it's already been proven time and time again with all of the new financial coaches that I've already worked with. And I tell you all of this because the same process that I teach in my Become a Coach program is the same exact process I used to make it, and it's the same process that's going to make this program really, really successful. I'm not just a coach that says, here, do as I say, and then I go off and I do something totally different. If the process that I teach in this program works, why wouldn't I use that same process to make that very same program? I 100% practice what I preach, and I don't teach teach anything in this program that I haven't already mastered myself. I wanted to be really transparent about how I developed the program and why, and the need that I saw for it, and how I didn't just throw it together overnight or to make a quick buck, but it's the same exact processes that I use, and it's been developed and really polished over the last couple years. Now, let's get into what you receive when you enroll in Become a Coach. Number 1 is 16 packed lessons that walk you through everything from crafting your offer to finding your ideal client and growing your network. If you want to see a tiny excerpt from one of my lessons, make sure you watch this video here, which was taken directly from my lesson on mindset and pricing. Number 2 is the fillable Become a Coach workbook to keep everything in chronological order and help you stay organized. First of all, this workbook is gorgeous. Honestly, when I was working on it, I never got bored or tired of the colors, designs, graphs, and illustrations. Second of all, this workbook is 100% fillable. This is not just a pretty thing to look at, it's practical and will be a huge key to your success. One of my biggest pet peeves growing up in high school was busy work. I hated busy work. I feel like I could smell it a mile away. Even as a teacher, I absolutely hated busy work. And I always told my students, I will not punish you with busy work if you simply get done with your work faster or more efficiently than someone else. Busy work is for the birds, but make no mistake, when you download this fillable workbook and you see that it's 160 plus pages, your brain is automatically going to go, ugh, fluff, busy work. This is ridiculous. But I'm telling you right now, trust the process. I definitely don't hold anything back from my coaches in terms of information that they need, but I also do not pad the program. If it's in the workbook, it's in there for a reason. Trust the process. Another important feature of the program is that with every single lesson, you also get action items to get you closer to your goals in the most efficient way possible. After every lesson, I take some time to explain what you need to have finished before moving on to the next lesson. In a few places, I'll talk about what you will continue to work on as you move on. This helps ensure that you don't get overwhelmed with too much and also ensures that you are equipped and prepared to move on. Another important feature are the templates and the scripts that help fill in the gaps in the onboarding and offboarding, email sequences, funnel lessons, and more. Honestly, what took me years to accomplish in my business through piecing together all sorts of mentors, coaching, programs, speakers, books, events, this is the one-stop shop for starting and growing your financial coaching business. Guys, when I first started my business in 2017, I looked for a program like this. This program, Become a Coach, would have made my life so much easier, but it just flat out didn't exist, so I created it. Another feature is the private Become a Coach community hosted on Kajabi. This elite feature of the program allows you to ask, answer questions, get and give feedback, and encourage each other. I am really excited about this feature of the program in particular. One of the reasons for that is financial coaching is still so new. There's not a whole lot of coaches that are coaching full-time. I truly believe it's an industry that's going to explode over the next 10 years. But right now, there's a lot of coaches that are coaching for free, they're volunteering, they're doing it as a side hustle, but they're not super serious about it. They don't have processes in place. They're not super serious and dedicated about getting their clients crazy good transformations and really changing their communities for the better. This group is going to be serious about financial coaching. Another reason I'm really excited about this group is that pretty much all of the information within it is going to be vetted to a certain extent because everyone will have gone through the exact same training. We're not going to have random Franks in the group giving bogus advice that doesn't make any sense or that's bad advice. That's just not going to happen. And I see that in Facebook groups all the time. It is going to be elite financial coaches only. It is going to be the place to find collaborations and get inspiration. The last few coaches that I had in 2020 and a part of this program, I invited to check out the dashboard and check out the community before I launched just to get their feedback feedback, and here's what Kaisha said. I just logged into the portal and I am blown away. My goodness, it all looks so amazing and the awesome aspect of the community. I love the updates. You are a rock star. Thank you so much. I hope we can connect again soon. Just logging in made me so excited for the future. And that is exactly the effect that I want my program to have on aspiring coaches. I couldn't have said it any better. Just logging in made her so excited about the future and the possibilities that come with financial coaching. Also, quick side note here, if you want to hear more about what Kaisha said about the program or hear any of the other testimonials from my past coaches that have gone through the program, make sure you click the link below in the description box, and that will take you to the full sales page where all of the beaming 5-star testimonials are. Let's go ahead and dive into the curriculum now that you're clear on what all is included when you enroll in Become a Coach. And if you want to see the full curriculum breakdown, that is also listed on the sales page, same link below in the description. Lesson number 1, we are learning all about your niche and where you fit into the market. A lot of financial coaches want to focus on the stuff, the resources, what they bring to the table as a financial coach, and that really doesn't matter until you know exactly who your ideal client is going to be. Once we've established the ideal client, we then dive into lesson number 2, which is offer definition. We have to define your offer and what is going to get your ideal client from point A to point B. Lesson number 3, we take a break from that part of the business and we go to behind the business. So how do we set up a business? What does it look like to get official? What bookkeeping tools do we need in place? What all goes into the admin side of starting a business? Lesson number 4, we dive all into the technology and the tools that you will need to have in place. And I have a full list of the software and the apps and everything that you'll need. And the best part of this is that they are, for the most part, 100% free. Lesson number 5, I talk all about coaching best practices, and I also take you on a tour of what it looks like to be in a session with myself. What do I do in a one-to-one coaching session with my clients, and how can you use that to then turn around and create your own session with your ideal client? Lesson number 6, why do we need beta clients? How do we work with them? How do we get them to say yes? And what do our boundaries and expectations look like? Lesson number 7 is all about the sales page. Why do we use a sales page as opposed to a traditional website? And how can we make our sales page work for us when we are sleeping, when we're doing our full-time job, when we're on vacation? We want that sales page to be a machine behind the scenes. Lesson number 8 is all about your mindset as a coach and also setting your full price. Lesson number 9, sales calls, and this might be one of my most favorite lessons, but going into sales calls, what do we want to expect? How can we drive the conversation? And really, we don't want it to be quote unquote a sales call as much as we want it to be a true discovery call and seeing if they're a good fit for the program. Lesson number 10, we get into processes. What does our client on and offboarding process look like? And how can we put our best foot forward when first interacting with our clients? Lesson number 11, building your network, and lesson number 12, building your audience. So how can we establish ourselves as an authority in this space? Lesson number 13, what makes a good lead magnet? What makes a not so good lead magnet? And how can we use this to grow our email list and further give value to prospective clients? Lesson 14, creating our lead magnet funnel. And then lesson 15, how to do a webinar that converts. We don't want to do free trainings all the time and have to constantly come up with different trainings to do. How can we have one really powerful webinar that converts our prospective clients into paying clients? And then lesson 16, putting it all together, creating our webinar funnel and having these funnels work for us in the background so that we can spend our time doing what we want to do most, which is coaching. I'm also working on some fun bonus lessons this summer. I'm letting the first group of coaches that enroll help me decide what bonus lessons they want to see first. One of the best aspects about this program is that each coach has lifetime access. So even when I add bonus lessons in the future, you will still have access to those. Of course, one of the biggest benefits to enrolling sooner rather than later is that this first group of coaches that enrolls in the program will get more individualized attention than the coaches that enroll later. The first 10 to 20 coaches, they have so much more opportunity for individualized attention and answers from myself. Down the road, when I have 100 or even 1,000 coaches in this program, you most likely won't get individualized feedback from me personally. This will be as close to working directly with me as you can possibly get. Don't miss this opportunity and make sure you use code 500 off to receive $500 off the full price of the program before June 1st. You can still enroll after June 1st, but the price will jump $500. And I know this is intimidating. It is scary taking a leap and investing in a program like this. I remember my very first investment that I made to start my business. I was so incredibly determined to make it work, and now I make back that first investment that I made every single week. If there's anything that I would change about that first investment that I made to start my business, it's that I would have invested sooner. I wouldn't have waited as long as I did. And I know you might be thinking, so-and-so's program is less than yours. Why is yours so expensive? And I get that. I definitely hear you. But hear me on this. I'm not trying to be the cheapest program out there. I'm trying to be the best program out there. I cannot wait to see this first group of coaches that enroll before June 1st. Don't forget to use code 500 off for $500 off the full price, and that expires June 1st. If you have a question about my program, Become a Coach, please drop it below in the comments, and I will definitely strive to answer every single question as soon as possible. And if this video helped you make a decision about this program, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you guys in the next video.